around. So Music Complete Production Toolkit has been renewed and fits into the product portfolio. So how's it all fit together? If you look at the product lineup around Pro Tools 9 now, you've got the new Pro Tools 9 software. Again, can be purchased standalone to run on that laptop. It also can be used with Mbox as well as 003, as you'd expect. You've got Pro Tools HD9 that's supporting our Pro Tools HD native product, shipping today, as well as our Pro Tools HD DSP-based systems. And to bridge the gap between the two, you've got Complete Production Toolkit for those customers who want to start out with Pro Tools and then ultimately add more capability and more compatibility with Pro Tools HD. So when you take all of this and you look at it holistically, you see that we really wind up with some great choices, but also delivered a little more simply because we no longer have all of those toolkits and the complexity. So you can see from Pro Tools SE that we introduced earlier in the year, all the way through M-Powered, which remains in our product portfolio, to standalone Pro Tools 9, to bundling that with M-Powered, Mbox, all the way up the line, you now have something from the beginner all the way to the highest professional and an easy entry into Pro Tools at any point in between. So the big news, though, everything is available today. So in exactly 34 minutes from now, you'll be able to go online and get cross grades and be able to pre-order Pro Tools HD9 software. So a very exciting time at Avid, I believe. Strategically, as I said, more than the product. Now, the product, I think we're going to deliver on what customers have asking for literally years. But strategically, it shows the path forward of the company of really being focused on customers and delivering on what customers have been asking for, because they've been asking for this stuff for a long time. And I'm very happy to be able to deliver that to them. So we're going to actually do a little customer video so you can hear how the customers are reacting to some of this. But in closing, I'd just like to say that hopefully, now that really about 18, 19 months have elapsed from the first new branding at Avid and bringing the company together, it's starting to make a little sense of why the company chose to really come together as one company and have one set of strategies and approach customers in one way. And I think you can see the positive reaction in the product portfolio and what we're delivering today as a result of that. So let me share with you some customer reactions, and then we'll get into a little bit of a demo. Thank you.
It's not often you get that excited about technology.
People have been waiting for this for a long time.
That's fantastic. That's big.
That is absolutely gorgeous. Finally.
I didn't think that the open concept of Pro Tools would ever actually be this open.
I just opened up Pro Tools 9 for the first time.
All you need is your iLock, right? Dang.
And use the core audio to play back. This is... oh man.
I think Pro Tools 9 is potentially one of the most exciting things since Pro Tools HD was invented, or any of those major milestones. We can start with a system on a machine running with literally like a pair of headphones, and we can go all the way up to a system running with however many interfaces or outputs we need.
To be able to ditch I/O completely and edit that exact same session on headphones, it's amazing.
Just the raw functionality that 9 has without needing to resort to a DV toolkit or any of that stuff is a very exciting development.
You can get busy really quickly and really easily and without spending much money.
For $600 for someone to be able to have what previously used to cost me a ton of money and have access to all this stuff, it's perfect.
The fact that there'll be delay compensation, that's killer. I can actually sit there and like process things and make real decisions on the fly and not have to be tied down to the studio. I think it's cool.
It's just making it streamlined, it's making it easier, making it more affordable. It's everything you would want.
It means I don't have to think about it that much. I can think about making the moment.
You can actually mix at home on your laptop.
Now with Pro Tools 9, get it and use the built-in audio for a while, and after a while you're going to realize that, okay, now I need something that sounds better, and you'll have a ton of choices, but at least the software platform is available to everybody. To just say, here's the software, go ahead, is great.
And you don't have to worry about what your friend's using. Being able to like cut down those boundaries and level the playing field, that's awesome.
When you look at a movie, it's an integrated result. the more that we're able to have fluidity to the workflows in those situations, that helps us deliver much better results. That's just one example of the workflow solution approach that's now permeating the Avid universe.
I bought the first Mbox and I loved it, and I thought it was great, you know, and this sounds beautiful to me, so now I'm shopping and like, which one do I want? You know?
I like the build of this a lot more. This is a huge improvement.
I think there's always been a hole in the product lineup that we've really been missing, is something to sit between, you know, what to now has been LE and the HD systems. And I think the native system really comes and sits in that space very well.
There's all these different levels to get in, and it's actually like the initial levels are even cheaper than most other software. This is the midway point.
The more I work with the HD native card, the more I'm realizing that it's kind of hard to overload it. It is way more powerful than I thought it was going to be.
Pro Tools has always had the best sound quality.
HD sounds great, it's solid.
You would never want to finish it anywhere but Pro Tools.
For what I do, I need as much as I can possibly get. I need tons of tracks, lots of TDM, lots of RTAS, virtual instruments. I need as big as I can get.
I can have 180 plugins all over the place, TDM and RTAS, and still do an overdub.
When we're running in certain situations, we absolutely need to know that it will do X, Y, and Z every time, every day. And it does. I think Heat has transformed the entire concept of what it means to be doing a mix in the box more than anything that's happened. We can transform the sound of Pro Tools into a completely different environment.
Even though I mix on a vintage Neve console, I still use Heat all the time on almost every mix.
We can warm it up, we can brighten it up, we can make it more like we're going through an older analog console. We're finding the results are just magical.
It's basically my little mini SSL. Everything that I needed the SSL for to automate my mixes, I have available in a very, very small footprint.
The surfaces themselves are amazing, so as that integration gets tighter, it's going to be really, really cool.
Now, all of a sudden, we can integrate Euphonics architecture into our workflow in a way that we haven't been able to do in the past. It's quadrupled the number of facilities available where we can now expand our workflow. The pace of innovation and product development here has just like taken off like a rocket.
Gee, I wish it would do this. Oh, it does this now. But if they would just add this, oh, it does it now. Everything is a logical progression and adding features.
You really are now starting to come out with products that are truly revolutionary.
Everybody keeps coming out with products that try to beat the bar that Avid sets, and they don't.
Excellent. Hope you enjoyed that. So I would like to introduce you to Kerry Rose, our application specialist, who's going to take you through a little bit of Pro Tools 9. Kerry?
All right, thanks. Yeah, that's compelling stuff. Thanks a lot, Paul. And thank you, Kirk, too. Hello, everybody. I had to ask myself the question, I have to ask you all the same question. You know, what if the world's most successful, you know, leading industry standard DAW was rebuilt from the ground up? What would that look like? I'm a pro audio application specialist based here in the Bay Area, and I've been an Avid digital design user for nearly 20 years, since the days of Sound Tools and Sound Designer. And I just have to say, personally, I'm honored and incredibly excited to give all of you this exclusive first glimpse of one of the most exciting Pro Tools releases in history. Pro Tools 9, it's been completely re-architected to include all these features that Paul was talking about, the most requested features from customers. And the interesting piece of this, too, is that Pro Tools now comes as a single installer. It's a unified installer. It includes all the versions, all the options. It requires only the proper authorizations on your iLok. And the new iLok does hold, 7 to 8 times more authorizations. So you've got a lot of power in that. Just so you know, this session I'm using, if we can move over to the Pro Tools user interface here, I'm using a session from the song Title by Imogen Heap. So let's just give this a little listen here. And I made this mistake on purpose simply to show you that, yes, indeed, this is reality. I'm using the built-in audio on the laptop right now. So it's coming through the speakers. I was going to have this plugged in, but I think it's just much more powerful to show you that I'm using the built-in audio on the laptop. Sure, if I want to change that, it's not a big deal. We support all these new third-party devices. I have an Apogee Duet sitting here, so I could choose that if I wanted to. But this is an incredible piece of news. You can use basically any hardware you want or none at all. Let me just zoom into that so you can see that that's the truth. We've decoupled the hardware from the software, giving you a lot of flexibility. We support class-compliant audio hardware cross-platform on Mac with Core Audio or ASIO on PC. This is all part of the new Avid supporting an open environment. And what does this mean for customers? Ongoing, unleashing creativity and collaboration and flexibility. So I'm going to choose, of course, the Avid Mbox for the rest of my demo because, one, it sounds fantastic. And two, I want to show you a couple of features that you get in an Avid optimized environment using our hardware. We've got some cool little stuff I want to show you with the new third generation Mbox. So obviously, hardware and software together is a great value. If you buy a piece of Avid hardware, you do get the software included with that. We've got fantastic best-in-class sound quality and really tight integration. With Pro Tools HD Native, you have the lowest latency on any native system, and obviously you get a thoroughly tested configuration to ensure the best possible customer experience out of the box.